Hello and welcome to Rosberry Crafts, my YouTube channel where I share all my crafty adventures. Today is April 22nd, 2023, and this is episode 57. My name is Roz, and I live in Lake Country, British Columbia, Canada, with my husband and my two kids who are 13 and 11. Welcome to any new viewers, and thank you very much for coming back to all my returning viewers. Today for you, I have what am I wearing, finished objects, works in progress, stash, next on my needles, and some chatter. Let's get started, shall we? What am I wearing? So, quick weather update, as I usually do in this section. It is definitely like early spring weather outside. I think it was like 8 or 9 degrees out today. So it is a t-shirt and sweater kind of day because you know that the sun's going to come out later and it's going to be hot. So it's a perfect day for my cardigans. This is the R&R hoodie by Tanis Lavely. And it does have like a rolled edge on an I-cord edge on it here. And it's supposed to be a zip up. However, I have not put the zipper in it yet, so I just wear it as an open cardi and it kind of like rolls in. I really do. I have the zipper. I want to put it in. I just haven't done it yet, but I love the fit of this cardigan. It's got nice tight sleeves that go down just right to the right length. It's got a good width around it, so it's not too tight, but it's not going to fall into things. So I would definitely make another one of these. And it's got like a broken rib cuff. It's hard to see in this yarn because it's kind of dark, but anyway, I love this cardigan and I really need to finish the zipper on it. Maybe that's something for tomorrow. If you want to know more about my daily adventures, this month in April, I am doing April daily vlogs, and I'm trying to, give you little snippets into my life. Some of the videos are very short, some of them are longer as I wax on poetically about whatever floats in my mind. So, you're welcome to enjoy those or skip them if you just want the regular knitting episodes. Back to this. This yarn is a Knit Picks Mighty Stitch, so it is mostly acrylic, so you can put it in the washer and dryer, and it turns out beautifully. It does pill a little bit, but not a lot. This is the second sweater I have out of this. The other one is a silver and this color stripe, and it is the Driftwood by Isabel Kramer. So anyway, I love this, and I forget what this color purple is called, but it's just like a really nice rich purple, and it goes with all the blue and teal that I own. So it's a good staple piece for me. I really need to finish the zipper because I think I would wear it a lot. So moving on to finished objects. My first finished object this week is probably no surprise, and it is my D20 Musselburgh hat. I'm not gonna take it apart because I've got it lined up just so, but this is one side of it, and you can fold up the brim to get some fun colors. So I think it worked out really well. This was the beginning, and worked through these colors. And so I did roll a D20 dice to figure out which color I was going to use. And then I rolled a D10 to figure out how many rows. And lots of times I rolled a 10. So you've got to get, and then other times I'd roll like a 1. So kind of big chunks and little chunks. It's all very variegated. So yeah, so that's the other side. And I ended with this lovely gingerbread brown color. You can see like in here, there's some 1 row things. The only criteria that I had was that I didn't want the next color to be the same. So if I rolled a 20 and then I rolled another 20, then I would just roll again. I didn't want 2 stripes, 2 sections of the striping to be the same color. So that happened once. So I just re-rolled and got a different number. So yeah, so this pattern is Musselburgh by Isolde Teague, and it is a any gauge hat pattern. And yeah, I've knit a few of them, so you should definitely check those out. And the yarn is Ginger Snap That, and it's her 2021 Advent. I am slowly using up all of those bits. I have a plan for the rest of them, but that'll have to wait till another day. Next up is also from the Musselburgh pattern, but I did not end up doing the double layered hat. So I have not woven in the end on this one. Sorry. But so this one is a hat I started from the crown, same as you would do a Musselburgh, but I just did the one, I did some ribbing and a nice cast off. And this is an Aran weight yarn. Actually, I have a cowl out of this yarn as well, so it'll be nice to have both of those. Let's see. So it is a little big, but I think it's cute. So I didn't wear this for a long time because I didn't think that it went with my winter coat, but now I have a black winter coat, so I think this would be nice with a nice cowl and matching hat set. We'll see. Maybe one of my children might steal it, so that's the thing. So I have a bin of hats, and whoever takes it, takes it. So this yarn is Araucania. Nature Wool Solids, and it's not a solid color. It's definitely variegated, but there you go. And like I said before, Musselburgh is the pattern, but I didn't do the double. I just went till I was like, oh, I don't have that much yarn left, did some ribbing, cast off, and called it good. So those are my two hats, and I keep saying this week. You'd think that by 57 episodes, I would have that down, but I do not. Okay, moving on to my last finished object, and this is something that you guys have not seen because I started them last week and I finished 5 of them. So these look like little scrubbies. So I have a few of them here, and I will put a picture of the 2 that I already have. So these are whiteboard eraser pads for my kids to use at school. So they have these like tablet sized whiteboards for the kids to use at school for kind of quick tests or practicing math stuff, and then they don't waste, just scratch paper on random things. Obviously, things they need to hand in for marks and projects and stuff are either online on their computers or they are paper that's handed in, but the whiteboard is a great way for them to just practice some math and not worry about it, and write down some notes. Anyway, and they have also tables that are whiteboard topped as well, and they can be tilted up this way. Anyways, so all these new finangled things at the school. But what happens is that each of the teachers has like 1 or 2 whiteboard erasers, and then they have to be circulated around the class for all 25 students to use. So what ends up happening is the children use their fingers. They can go get a Kleenex as well, but also that's wasteful. So anyway, long story short, they use their fingers to wipe their whiteboards, especially if they're just like correcting something in a math thing. So now they have these. I have these 3 plus 2 white ones with the borders. These are Taylor's colors, these are Cooper colors, and this is an extra one. I might donate it to their one of their teachers or something, but yeah. So now they have 2 each. They have 2 at school already, and then when they bring those home, I'll wash them because they're fully cotton. And yeah, so let's go over the details of those. The pattern is Easy Eraser by Knitty Natty, who is Natalie, and she also has a channel here on YouTube and like a membership thing and stuff. You should totally check her out. She has tons of great stuff. She does these great ball cozies and all sorts of things. So definitely check her out. And the yarn that I used, so the blue and the green are both Estelle yarn suds that I got at Kelowna Yarn and Needlecraft, and then the cream was just some random cotton that I had, probably like sugar and cream or something in my stash. Yeah, so and those are all used up now. So old stash, gone. So there we are. That is it for finished objects. Let's move on to works in progress. First up, I have made some progress on my crazy orange socks. So yeah, I didn't actually put a marker in. I should find a marker and do that of where I was last week, but I'm getting closer. I'm working my way up the heel, and I'm still working on the decreases, which is why I have these little markers. That's my center of each heel. So I get even decreases. Yeah. So, but they are coming along. They're kind of my on-the-go knitting and my purse knitting, so I just work on them a little bit as I can when I'm waiting for children, etc., etc. So the pattern that I'm using for these is Vanilla Reversed by Annie Fletcher, and I've used this quite a few times. I do a modification on the back of because I do a 3x1 rib on the top of the foot and then also all the way around on the leg. When I start the leg at the back, I do a 3x1 rib, and then I have like the 2x2 normal rib from the heel. So yeah, so that, there we go, saying and ah again. And ah. So, and the yarn is just some random sock yarn that I had in my stash. I'm not really sure where it came from. So that is that in my lovely Absolute Wonder bag. Gotta love a rainbow, right? And next up, I have, the next actually on my list. If I don't go on my list, I'm gonna forget something, guys. Okay, I have made a ton of progress on this. It's Taylor's blanket. Okay, so this is where I cast on, and I've done all of those stripes and all of these stripes. Oh, anyways, it's huge. It's huge. It's huge. Oh, but it's looking so good, and it's so cozy. And it's going to poof up a bit when you wash it because this yarn gets fuzzier. So it's going to be just lovely. I'm so excited for it. So the pattern for this is Hibernate Blanket by Yarnspiration Design Studio, which is the one that comes on the ball band for the yarn. And this is a Bernat blanket, and the blue is North Sea, and the gray is Vapor Gray. So when you see the details for this yarn, you will notice that I'm using the Canadian spelling because I can't help myself. But on the ball band, it has the American spelling. They could change it for Canada. Come on, spell things correctly. All right, I'm working a lot on that blanket. The kids are currently away with their grandparents for a week, and I'm hoping to have that blanket finished by the time she gets home. So that is my hope. The other thing that I have been working on, but it is slow going. It's a bit of a thing because it's small yarn and it's lots of pieces and all sorts of stuff. Is you saw this a few weeks ago. This is the bottom of a dice bag. So I made a purple scrappy one for myself, and inside are all of these dividers. They're not going to be flat. They're going to stand up like this, and then you get all these lovely spots to put, and then this will be knit up around to put your dice. So there'll be 7 sections in here. I'm on the 6th divider. I've got one more for right here, and then I just knit around. I am going to do an I-cord strap for her, I think. The pattern for this is called Bag of Sorting by Daniel Thuin. And so yeah, it's a dice bag. There's lots of a few customizations you can do on it, and it is the one I did with my purple one, like I said. And this yarn, this rainbow yarn, is White Birch Fiber Arts in Nothing Says Screw You Like a Rainbow. And I had some scraps, which is why there's the double rainbow on the bottom. So this yarn is a self-striping yarn, and what you get is when you do it on like a sock circumference, you get like red, orange, yellow, all the way through the rainbow, and then you get this section, which you can't see very much, of this kind of like blue and white, where it looks like clouds, and then you get another rainbow, and then you get clouds. So it's a super awesome yarn. I used it for a hat for Taylor and her little friend at the time. And this is leftovers. So I had a scrap that just happened to work from the red all the way through, and then another scrap that started at the red and is now going into the clouds. So I thought that was kind of cool for the bottom. And this inside one is a Gauge Dye Works. These are leftovers from a baby sweater that I made out of one of her self-striping sets where it has colors on the yoke and then just this plain color on the bottom. Whew, that's a lot of talking. Let's move on to stash. For stash this month, I have my monthly sock yarn from Fireweed Fiber Co. So it just arrived. I went to the mailbox this morning. It arrived yesterday and I forgot to go to the mailbox yesterday. So, because I was having too much fun on my date evening with my husband, and we went on a double date with another couple. It was super fun. Anyway, check out the daily vlogs if you're interested in more on that. And, but here we are. Are you ready? Okay, closing my eyes. I can't get into it. Oh, I feel the yarn now. There we go. Ooh, oh my gosh. Look at that moody purple. Oh. Oh, it's so good. It's so good. So this is a Buffy the Vampire Slayer inspired yarn monthly club. So this is April. I should have spoilered you on this, but I'm pretty sure everyone's getting it. Either getting it or just gotten it or getting it very soon. So yeah, April 2023. This is Big Bad's Back. And if I remember, I will put the screen capture of the inspiration picture. She puts those up on Instagram, so it's kind of cool to see. And actually, if you check out her Instagram, she made a reel of dyeing this colorway. So it's cool. You know what? She does an amazing job. It's a husband and wife team. Erin does most of the dyeing and stuff, I think. Anyway, yeah. Erin is amazing. She makes amazing colorways. So good. So good. Okay, so that is that. Oh, and here is her details. Is it focusing? Anyway, it will be linked. Ooh, that made my color go weird. It'll be linked down below along with everything else that I talk about today. Next up, which is not really stash, but I'm going to put it in here anyway, is that I won a project bag from Northern Knits. I was part of their anniversary knit along, make along thing. Every year they do kind of in the first part of the month or the first part of the year, because their March is their anniversary of their podcast, and they pick a theme. It kind of goes along with like traditional married people stuff. Anyway, they pick some keywords that are to do with those, and then you kind of fit your project into it. If you can convince them, it counts. Like, anyway, I will stop talking about that. Check out their YouTube channel if you want more information. I won a project bag, and this is from one of their Patreons, Tracy, who is the same person that I did the Advent swap with. Do you see this? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm going to open it. There's a little note. Of course, there's a card. Tracy is awesome, and she watches too. So hi, Tracy. I'm so excited. Oh, look at that pretty card. Oh, this must be somebody, oh, in Portland, Oregon. Christina Martin, watercolor cards. She doesn't have a website, but she must have picked it up somewhere, and just says congratulations on winning the Northern Knit podcast anniversary knit along 2023. And Tracy's project bag company, which she's not doing much with at the moment, but we're trying to convince her to do more with, is called What the Funk. So keep a lookout for that. I'll link to, I think, probably just her Instagram. Oh my goodness, you guys. Oh, this is a big tote. Oh, and there's a bag inside. Anyway, let's see if I can find, is there a tag on this? Oh my gosh, there's a bag inside. Sorry, I keep looking down. So it's just like an Ocean's bag, or you could probably fit like a ball, like a half ball of yarn in a project in there, but notions for sure. And it clips on inside so you don't lose it. And like this is well padded. It's gigantic, you guys. There's outside pockets on each side. Oh, you can't see that. There's an outside pocket. The bottom is, I don't know if it's actual leather or if it's pleather, but it'll be so easy to clean if you accidentally drop it in something or put it down on a floor at a restaurant or whatever. And it's got a magnetic closure at the top and inside pockets. Oh my gosh, you guys. Oh, I'm reading all the things. Those are so cool. They have purses, all sorts of different purses and bags on it. That's really cool fabric. Oh my gosh, I feel so spoiled. Thank you. Thank you to Jocelyn and Diana from Northern Knits, and thank you, Tracy, for shipping it so quickly without even me contacting you, because you already have my address. So awesome. Let's move on to next on my needles. Next on my needles, I just have something very quick for you. Where do I want to start? Let's start with the pattern. So I follow Nancy Wheeler on Instagram. She also has a YouTube channel that I just started watching. I don't know where I've been, but anyway, she has a lovely YouTube channel where she talks a lot about her projects and some about life stuff. And she lives all the way across on the other side of the country from me in New Brunswick. So yeah, anyways, she has a new pattern out called the Tits Up Socks. And this is an ode to Mrs. Maisel, the Marvelous Mrs. Maisel TV show. And that is a reference to something that they say on that show when she's about to go on stage. She said tits up, but it's like, you know, stand up straight, have the confidence, you know, just be a woman, make good things happen. So it's an amazing TV show, and you should definitely check out Nancy Wheeler's pattern. I bought it right as soon as I saw it, and the proceeds from it are going, I don't know if that's still going on, but the proceeds for a certain amount of time are going to the Breast Cancer Research Foundation. So that is super awesome. And it has a beautiful cable pattern, aka boobies, on it, and two sets of them, because it's kind of two. There's a main character, and then her manager is also a female, and they are very strong females in their own way, and it's just a wonderful show. You should watch it. Anyway, this is the yarn that I picked for it. So this is Fireweed Fiber Co., and this is from her Star Wars set from last year, and this is the Crystalline Entity, which is November 2022, and this is the mini that came with it. But anyway, so you can't really see because I printed it out in black and white, but you can see there's some striping, and then the heel is done in a different color on the sock. So that is my plan, is to do the striping and have that as the main color. Oh, it's so good. And I think that I'm going to knit these one at a time. We'll see. We'll see what actually happens with that, but that is jumping on next to my needles. Last up is the chatter portion of the episode. This week is going to be fairly short because I've been chattering a lot on my daily vlogs. So if you're interested in kind of my day-to-day life, definitely check those vlogs out. There is a playlist on my channel, or you can just look at all the videos and pick which ones you want to watch. The big things that happened this week, first on Thursday, we picked up our trailer. That was definitely a process, and I'm thankful that my husband was able to take care of most of that process. Anyway, so but we have the trailer. It's in our possession. We actually have stored it at our friend's house because we don't have room on our property at the moment, because we have to get rid of a few things, and then we'll be able to bring it here. So we have some very lovely friends, and we will pay them in beer for storing our trailer on their property. that is a big relief. We're all prepared for our July trip now, July and August trip. So yes, I took a few pictures and video of the inside, and I'll definitely be making some more vlogs as we go along, and with the modifications that we do to it and the preparations that we do for our trip. And those will be kind of separate vlog style videos. So if you're interested in watching those, great. And if not, they'll definitely be tagged as like a travel prep video. So if you want to skip those, no worries at all. And the other thing is that my kids are gone for an entire 9 days down to Disneyland with Grandma. So they are going to be on a plane in about 3 hours. So they're in Vancouver right now. They drove down to Vancouver. The flights were ridiculously cheap from Vancouver, and we don't mind driving part of the way. We have places to stay with family and stuff, so that worked out really well. So they are going for 3 days to Disney and 2 days to Universal Studios, and yeah, and then they'll be making the trip home again. So I won't see them until next Saturday. So, I mean, I have mixed emotions about it. I'm super excited for them. Neither of them have flown for a very long time. Neither of them remember being on a plane, so that will be a big experience for them. But also to make all these memories with their grandmother is just amazing. You know, but of course the mama brain kicks in, and I am, you know, like, oh, my babies, they're so far away. But I know that everything will be great, and they will have a wonderful time. And yeah. So Mike and I have planned on lots of things this week to get done around the house when the kids aren't here, and also to have some fun time ourselves. So yeah, I'm going to call that an episode. Again, daily vlogs are happening. I think I mentioned it about 10 times. And otherwise, we will see you guys again next week. Bye!